In the early innings of Friday's series opener against number 13 Clemson here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, South Carolina head coach Paul Mainieri could tell there were some nerves in the air for his players that, many of them have been at South Carolina or in college baseball for years now, but some of them are also going through their first edition of the Palmetto series, just like he is. And it was a little too much for South Carolina to overcome those nerves in the early going. They eventually did, but by that point, it was a little too late as the Gamecocks came up short in a 5-3 loss, their first of the 2025 season at the hands of Clemson. And this game, South Carolina fell behind right away. Clemson jumped out to a 4-0 lead going into the third inning. Got 4 runs off starter Matthew Becker, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks for the left-hander. He hadn't walked a batter all season through his first 2 outings of the year going into this game, but his command just wasn't on point like it had been in recent outings. Mainieri believes he'll be fine. He did settle in a little bit, pitched a scoreless third, and got Cam Kenarella to strike out in the 4th, but that would be it for him, and then gave way for Brandon Stone, who we'll get back to in a second, but he pitched very well for the Gamecocks tonight. After falling behind 4-0, South Carolina did eventually make a little bit of a comeback in the top of the third, scoring 3 runs. The big hit being Talmadge LeCroy, after breaking out of a 1-for-18 slump, came through with a big 2-run double to make it a 1-run ball game after Nolan Naraki, the former Tiger, had a sacrifice fly to get South Carolina on the board, but that would be the only run scoring for South Carolina in this game. It was a struggle to hit the ball with 2 outs, and even with runners in scoring position, as well as the Gamecocks went 2 for 11 with 2 outs and 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They did come close a few times in this game to potentially tying the game. Max Coffer, who pinch hit for Jace Woida in the 6th inning, did come up to bat in the 9th for a second time and nearly sent the ball over the left field wall, but it stayed in the park, landing right at the top of, I don't even know if you want to call it the warning track, because Clemson doesn't really have a warning track. It's just a grass hill out there, but at the tip top of the grass hill, right in front of the left field wall. And then Ethan Petrie nearly hit one out to right field that carried to what would have been, I guess, the warning track if this were a regular stadium, but of course it's not. And so that kind of was the summary of the night for South Carolina. They had some opportunities late, but just couldn't cash in. And getting back to Brandon Stone for a second, I mean, he gave South Carolina everything they needed and honestly saved the bullpen at that, because when Becker comes out of the game in the 4th inning and Stone comes in, it could have really turned out to be a long night where you had to use a lot of relievers, but he was the only relief pitcher to have to pitch in this game. He went 4 2/3 innings, three hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks. Fantastic. Only made 1 mistake, though. He gave up a home run to Jaron Purify, and that was the run that gave Clemson a 2-run lead, and that would be enough to hang on and win, as Clemson's bullpen also pitched very well in this game, going 4 1/3 innings, giving up 1 hit, and that would be it. So the Gamecocks have fallen behind in this series 1-0, and have to win the next 2 games here to come back and win this series. So they'll try to even things up tomorrow afternoon in Greenville at Fluor Field at 1:30 p.m. first pitch. Jake McCoy will get the start on the mound for the Gamecocks, as again they fall tonight 5-3 to Clemson, but have a chance to even things back up tomorrow afternoon. So that's going to do it for now from Doug Kingsmore Stadium. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.